This meeting is being recorded. Okay, wonderful people. If you are watching this, hello and welcome. My name's Dr. Donnie, and I am going to teach class today from my apartment because I was sitting in my office and then decided I wanted to go home. I was sitting in my office, decided I wanted to go home. So I'm gonna just checking these settings, and then I'm gonna take let's see what this does. How do I feel about that? That was very blurry. Mm, mm, how do I feel? How do I feel? Back to the let's see. Mm, let's stick with this one. I like keeping my face up front here. Okay, so this is Emotions for Dummies, and this is Beginner Emotions for Dummies, and I advertised the class to a good chunk of people recently because I had to set up all the new courses. So we're going to just so there might be people today. There might not. You never know with this sort of thing. Whoever comes is welcome, of course. Um, Big part of this class is making yourself comfortable. It's all about getting in touch with your feelings. So please make yourself comfortable. That's why I came back home. Okay. You know, it might be a little less professional, but it's a lot more comfortable. A little less professional, a lot more comfortable. So, yeah, so make yourself comfortable. This is a class about feelings. You're all adults here learning about feelings. Feel free to have a smoke, take a sip from a drink. I made a lovely little cocktail. Just to cool me down in this hot weather, okay? Yeah, so it's important to get in touch with your feelings. So the class doesn't start for another 7 minutes. I'm going to explain who I am and all that sort of thing in 7 minutes anyway. So for the next 7 minutes, let's just enjoy some silence or presence. We're just going to take in whatever sounds we hear and just be with it. Okay? Although I guess I should also say if you happen to not be a fan of silence, because some people are not, you're welcome to, do whatever makes you feel comfortable. But the point is get comfortable, okay? I suppose I could talk a little bit more. I always like to start class by asking people, how are you feeling? And then if no one shows up, I'll tell you how I'm feeling. How about that? Okay, well, here's how I'm feeling. Today was a rough day for me. I had therapy today. I have a weekly therapy session, having one for a year now. So, so thankful, so thankful. And it hurts. A lot of painful stuff comes up, and it's the space to process through it. So yay therapy, and it's difficult. It's difficult to touch into all that stuff, and a lot of stuff came up today around being kind to myself. That little kid I was often not as kind. Was not kind to myself. Was not kind to myself. So learning how to reach back into that pain and feeling safe enough to go back and cry it all up and reprocess it, being willing to go back there. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. It's also exhausting. It's also exhausting. So I did a lot of crying today. Oh, I had a breakdown cry today. Took a good long nap. Hmm. Yeah. So that's where I'm at today. Also, I biked. I biked to work today. My job is up a 300-foot hill. I made it halfway up, and then I just had to get off the bike and I walked. And even walking is really a challenge. So all that adds up to exhaustion. I feel exhausted today. Yeah. I feel several things actually. Exhausted. I feel open. But anywho, I think I really also would like to just enjoy some silence. Hmm. Okay. Well, about a minute. It's funny. So many things just go whizzing through your mind. This is a class on getting in touch with your feelings, so it's just important thoughts and feelings. So it's just important to note just how many things can just whiz through your mind so quickly. You know, the brain can think far quicker than the mouth can speak. You know, it's good to know. It's good to know. It's good to know. Okay, so let's just let me make sure I am good to go. Okay. Welcome. Welcome, 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 welcome. Mm, you know, um, mm, mm. Today was an emotional day for me. A lot of therapy stuff came up in therapy. I'm really focusing on today being a real relaxing day. I want today to be a real relaxing experience for everybody. It's all about getting in touch with our feelings. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And let's just take some time and just get relaxed. You know, feelings can be a lot. Feelings can really be a lot. So, and this class is all about getting in touch with them. Uh, the only way we can really get in touch with them is to take the time to, relax, to get in touch with them. So, you have to relax and get in touch with them. So, let's relax. Let's relax. Just, whatever things you do to relax. I decided to come home instead of do this from my office. So that way I could sit on my pillows and sit in my bed. Whatever you need to relax. I'm making space just to take in the sounds around me. Also, I knew today that an Amazon package was gonna be here. I bought a big board that I can do puzzles on. Specifically made for puzzles, and I'm really excited about doing a bunch of puzzles. So I came home to take a look at it. I would show it to you, but the computer's on. Really excited about that. So, just make time, just make some space for relaxation, so that way we can get in touch with our feelings. And I should say, my name is Dr. Donnie, and I am the host of Emotions for Dummies. And the title's called Emotions for Dummies because I thought that was super catchy. And I always like to say the biggest dummy is always, always going to be yours truly. Okay, that's what this is all about. So it's a really informative space, casual space, validating space for people to get in touch with their feelings. I'm a sociology professor at CSU East Bay in Hayward. I ended up getting into social emotional learning, studying all these things around youth and education and critical education, and then ended up learning in that process about social emotional learning, as well as some personal life things. A whole bunch of life things happened to me about 3, 4 years ago with my family, and I was having a hard time healing. And so I did what I do best, and I researched a whole bunch of material on how to heal and put it together. I put it together in a workbook, which is called the Book of You. And from that workbook, I put together these classes. And so there is a 1 month beginner course, a 2 month um, regular course, and then a 1 month advanced course. And if you make it to the 1 month advanced course, I will just give you the whole workbook, so that way you will have it as a resource. But no worries, because every class I have put together a shortened version of the workbook for anybody who comes to the class. So let me give that to you right now. Give that to you right now. Beginner emotions. It's a Google Doc. Let's see. The other thing I like to do always is just ask people, how are you feeling today? You may have words or not have words, but class is all about your feelings, right? So I always like to make space just to ask people, how are you feeling today? Just to sit back and listen for an answer. So why don't we do that? How are you feeling today? Any way you want to respond is okay. No response is also okay as well. Whatever works for you.
Hi, Dr. Donnie. Can you hear me?
Oh, let me
Hi,
share my
Dr.
screen.
Donnie.
Oh. Let's do this. First, let me get the link. I will put the link to the chat. Oh, hey, look. Hey, wonderful people. Putting a link into a chat here. This is the link to the workbook. And I'm going to share my screen so we can all look at the workbook together. And welcome. This is Beginner Emotions for Dummies. And I was just saying, just a catchy title. That's why I put it together. But the biggest dummy here is always going to be yours truly. A student of life. I think by default has to be the biggest dummy. There's something connected to that. So, this class is all about getting in touch with your feelings, so it's really important to get comfortable. Whatever that means for you. Whatever that means for you. Getting comfortable. We're gonna talk a bit about feelings today. And so, you might want to just check in with yourself as well. How are you feeling today? Just whatever answer you have for that question. If you want to respond, if you don't want to respond, if you want to type it out, you want to speak it out, shout it out. Whatever answer you have to that question is appropriate. So I'm just going to ask and then I said how I was. I don't know if I said how I was feeling today, but I had a busy day. I had therapy and all, and it was a lot. So I came home to rest. I want to focus on rest today. Rest is important. So I want to encourage you to rest as well. Whatever feels comfortable for you. And how are you feeling today? And also look at this chat here. Whatever answer you give is the appropriate answer. Okay. Good today. Wonderful. Yeah, that's wonderful. It is good to feel good. We all know what it's like to not feel good. So it's good to feel good.
Feels good to be alive.
So excited to be here. Oh, wonderful. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, well, if you're excited, then I say let's get down to it. So this is the workbook here. And if you have anything to say at all, feel free to put it in the chat now. Or you can chat right here on the side. But this is the workbook here. This, just so you know, is material. Oh. Seems you can't hear me because I'm using my earphones today. No, I do not hear you, but also it says your microphone is not on.
Can you hear me?
And now it looks like maybe it is on.
Hi.
But I still don't hear you.
Oh. Can you hear me now?
1 second.
Hello?
Hey, I hear you now. Oh, I see what it is. It's my microphone. My microphone is plugged into the spot. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah. Barely though. Very, very low.
Let's see what I can do about that. I guess I could just
It's
talk.
good.
I can talk a
Yeah,
whole lot.
it's all good. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's do that. Yeah. Okay. Well, how are you feeling today?
Good.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Good.
You know how, Dr. Donnie, you know how you always talk about make space and time for relaxation?
Yes.
Do
Yes.
you have any like specific suggestions on like what kind of thing relaxes you?
So we're gonna dig into that today, and that's the focus we're gonna focus on
Okay,
today.
sounds good.
Um, I'm trying to think of how I want to answer that question. I do have some very like just basic things that relax me. Like I really do take the idea of napping very seriously. You
Mm-hmm.
know, your body feels tired. It's telling you something. You really
Mm-hmm.
should listen to your body.
Yeah.
Honoring that, I think that's really important. Really important. Um,
You like to do puzzles, right?
and I do like to do puzzles. That's something I've always been into ever since I was a little kid.
That's relaxing.
Yeah, for the most part, I think it's really relaxing. It gives me
Mm-hmm.
something like to kind of linearly focus on and work on and build over time, and I really like that. But,
I like it too.
yeah, do you have anything that relaxes you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to do coloring
Oh,
and some paintings
oh,
and like all kinds of arts and crafts. I'm not good at it, but I just like doing it because it's so relaxing. Like it's like soothing. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. And actually,
Coloring.
doing it because it's you're to be good at it can really kill a lot of the fun. Yeah.
It's really relaxing. I like I like to take naps.
Naps are like God. Honestly,
Yeah.
I really do feel that way about it. Yeah,
Yep,
rest is so important.
it is.
We have to pay ourselves.
Oh,
Rest.
also I like to take baths
Mm, lovely.
with the Epsom salt
Mm,
and bath bombs
mm.
from Lush.
It's been a long time since I've taken a bath. That would be nice. I take showers a lot. Right
It's really relaxing.
on. Right on. Right on. So you are well on your way to thinking of all sorts of things you could do to engage in self care. Engage in self
It's
care. That's wonderful.
mhm,
Oh, oh, great. Well, then that's going to help you out a whole lot for getting in touch with your feelings here.
mhm.
Okay. So here is the workbook. That's my email address in case you need me for anything. And of course, you know, if anything in this moves you in any way, or you'd like to further the work, or, you know, you're just thankful for the help, feel free at any time to give a buck or two to any of these sites here. Anything I get, I'm spreading the word for this class just to help others. So this is what we're going to do over the course of a month. Today, we're going to talk about a self-care plan, and we're going to have an emotions list. I'm going to talk about that. Next week, mindfulness meditation, in case you've never done that before. I've been a meditation, I've been a Buddhist and a mindfulness meditation teacher since I was about 17, so it's been 15 plus years now. And we have an exercise on telling yourself the truth. So important. And then we have a class on meditating on emotions. Okay, so you learn how to meditate, then you learn how to meditate on emotions specifically, and then a body scan meditation, which is an even deeper meditation. And then we will have a final exercise where these things all come together in an exercise called self-love, acceptance, and validation. Okay, so this is a nice little introduction in how to get in touch with your feelings. You're going to learn a lot of things, but it's all done in a way that's easy to handle, and helpful, and dare I say it, even maybe fun. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to read all these wonderful things about this. You know what? I'm going to speak from the heart today. I said relax. I don't need to read a whole bunch of things. We're getting in touch with our feelings here. Okay, get in touch with your feelings. So I'm just going to say this. This whole workbook is about getting in touch with your thoughts and feelings. I put all sorts of things together to help people do that. I read a whole bunch of books and psychology books, and then a whole bunch of things on trauma, a whole bunch of things about on trauma, because a lot of us have just straight up have been through really difficult things, and that's what's making it hard for us to get in touch with our feelings. And that makes a whole lot of sense, right? So that's what this is all about. And I've specifically wrote it as a workbook. I'm a college professor. I have several articles. They're actually not. They're getting more and more cited every year. I'm really happy about that. But getting in touch with your feelings, reading a book on your feelings is great. You can get some good information. But learning about your feelings, you have to actually sit and feel through a feeling. You have to experience it, process it, to learn what it is. Reading the book doesn't necessarily get you there, So I made this specifically into classes that are about workshops with this workbook so you could really get the experience. And this is a college course that I teach. So this is a huge component of all my college courses, what we're doing today, okay? So meditation is literally engaging in the experience of ourselves, turning ourselves into knowledge. Free writing allows us to bypass our conscious mind and access our subconscious emotional mind. And my deepest hope that while this is a workbook for college courses, this is my deepest hope that this resource can be used by anyone with dealing with their feelings, hard times, or troubling thoughts. Okay, that brings us to the trigger warnings. Because this workbook is about emotions, expect your feelings to be triggered. Triggered is a feeling. It's a feeling. The feeling we all don't like, and it's a feeling. Okay? All sorts of feelings are going to come up in this process. If any of those feelings are too difficult, it's important to develop your own self-care plan for your emotions. So that's why we're going to talk about that in about 5 minutes. That's what today's whole class is about, self-care. If you have been through anything you would define as traumatic, take special care to only take on what you can handle, including if you want to close your eyes or not. This workbook is like a toolbox. Each exercise is like a hammer or a screwdriver, a tool that you can use to deconstruct and rebuild your inner life. But like all tools, you can also damage yourself if you are not careful. All of these resources are made with the focus of learning how to love ourselves and build our ability to feel, not to just feel bad, beat ourselves up, or re-traumatize ourselves. Pick topics that range lower on your trigger scale. Yeah, so if anything feels too difficult, remember, we're just learning tools here, okay? You don't have to pick the most heavy thing that happened to you. Pick a lighter thing. Work through that. Get an idea of how the exercises work. And then maybe dig into something deeper. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Please also know this may mean having to learn a great deal of patience. Getting in touch with your emotions means learning patience. And OMG, let me tell you how not easy that is. OMG. Patience. Finally, this workbook is not a substitution for therapy or crisis care. If you feel you need the long-term help of a licensed professional, please access a psychologist, therapist, counselor, or confidant of your choice. If you are in a crisis and in need of help, please access a crisis center who can help you find resources, or call emergency services such as the police, a hospital, or dial 911. Okay. I will always begin each class by asking, how are we feeling today? And I will always wait for an answer. Your response or no response is always your choice. Since this is about expressing feelings, I like to press for an answer as the term progresses, though, because we're learning how to put things into words. Okay, and then because learning emotions is hard, I always like to put take-home messages. Like, even if you're not feeling like digging into things today, the take-home message is, like, for me, the take-home message of my day today so far has been learning how to not be so hard on myself. Learning how to not be so hard on myself. Also, I say things like, whether you felt something good, nice, or loving, or if you felt something painful, gross, or depressing, it's okay, because we are learning how to feel. It's good to feel. Hopefully these words help you develop patience and let you know that you are not alone. So not alone. So not alone. Okay. So this is our first thing is this self-care plan. Before I launch into the self-care plan, I just want to check, is everybody okay? Anybody have a question, anything at all before I start talking some more? Make sure everybody's okay. All right. Well, at any time, okay, just feel free. So the term self-care, might be one of those terms you use regularly, or it's a term you've never heard of before in your life. Okay, I meet people who are one or the other. Okay, so that word might bring up all kinds of things for you, or you might not have any idea what that means. But what we can say is this workbook is all about your feelings, so it's important to create a strong plan for taking care of yourself. Okay, so as you can see in this chart here, we have all these categories: physical, psychological, mental, relational, financial, environmental, spiritual, attitudinal. Okay, and then it says, when I feel something I can't handle, let's focus on these questions first. So when I feel something I can't handle, as you can see, every question here has honest go-to and healthier options. We need to tell ourselves what's the honest thing we do, and then what would the healthier option be, so that way we know, we got options. So when I feel something I can't handle, what is your honest go-to? Let's see how honest we can be with ourselves today, in this moment. When I feel something I can't handle, I actually had a few things that were hard to handle today. So my honest go-to is, I can't look those people in the eyes. I lower my head. When I feel something I can't handle, I try to maintain. I try to pretend like everything's okay and repress it. That's honest. When I feel something I can't handle, I tell myself it won't last long, and that when it's over, I will reward myself with unhealthy food, fried chicken, liquor, fried chicken, champagne, my favorite thing. Okay, honest go-tos. And then what would be the healthier option? What would be a healthier option? What would be a healthier option? I don't have to lower my head. I'm lowering my head to be kind to me also. I'm not doing it out of some sort of just shame, I'm doing it to just sit with this. I'm doing it to sit with my feelings. I can be kinder to myself. That's a healthier option. Whatever I choose to do, I can be kinder to myself. Fried chicken and champagne might be a way to make myself feel better. Maybe one day it's just the fried chicken or just the champagne. Or maybe just one glass of champagne instead of the whole bottle. Or maybe just 2 pieces of chicken instead of 3. Or, maybe I call a friend and we eat chicken together. Those are all healthier options. Those are all healthier options that allow me to feel something I can't handle and yet still have options for dealing with it, right? And options that allow me to move toward wherever I'm currently at, towards something that will let me handle it better. Something healthier, something that will let me handle it better. Okay, you see how this, you see that can you see how that's self-care? Can you see that there? Yeah. Okay. When I can tell I'm about to cry, that's the real one, right? That's it. Breakdown. When I can tell I'm about to cry, what is your honest go-to? I pause. Sometimes I get angry. I go to this space. I go to this space where I kind of just like can kind of dissociate from the moment. Okay, and what would healthier options be? What would healthier options be? Hey, one, what comes up for me is I could just give myself a hug. If I'm dissociating, I could just give myself a hug. It ain't hard. You're right there. I could just breathe, make space to cry. Hug your squishmallow. Yeah, hug my stuffed animals. Do I have any? Oh, I have a unicorn here, but he's rather large. He's in the back here. Yes, yeah. Get some stuffed animals to love, to hug on. Absolutely. 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 Those are all healthier options. Those are all healthier options. So you see, eventually, knowing you have those healthier options, you're learning how to take better care of yourself, which allows us to build a sense of trust with ourselves. So that way we can dig deeper and deeper into the harder things, right? That's the idea there. That's the idea. Okay, and if it starts off with fried chicken and champagne, if it starts off with hugging a squishmallow, well then, hey, all the better. We can define where we're at and build steps toward something that works for us. Okay. So to help us do that, I found these wonderful self-care wheels that explain all these terms. So for example, emotive. How do you express yourself? Luminescent. How do you illuminate your inner truth? Systemic self-care. How do you eat, move, and rest? Okay, let's pause on that one. I said rest was the big deal today, right? I said rest was the big deal today, right? So let's pause on that here. Systemic. How do you eat, move, and rest? How do I practice that self-care? What is my honest go-tos? Honest go-tos. Okay. I always have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I eat 3 meals a day. One of those meals usually is a salad, not always. One of those meals always has a drink, some liquor. Dinner, I usually have a cocktail or a glass of wine. Move. Often I spend a lot of time at a desk and I don't move. And often I'm at a desk and I don't move. And but lately I've been moving around more and biking. Like I said, I biked to work today, which was no easy task, but I did it. I'm proud of myself. It was a challenge. And rest, I always get, rest. I always make an effort to sleep regularly and I nap. I treat naps like religion. I always get a dedicated 2-hour nap after lunch. Very lucky or privileged even that I can do that. So I'm just sitting with this right now. I've never actually talked all that out. So I'm just sitting with that. Some wonderful person, I can hear your phone ringing. There you go. So I'm just gonna sit with that for a second. That was my category, and you're free to pick whatever category is touching your buttons right now. I said all those things. I also could see what some healthier options could be too. How I eat. Well, first of all, I can see how eat, move, and rest are all interconnected. It's how you are a system. You take stuff in, get stuff done, and then have to recuperate. And it's a cycle. I get that. I really get that. I also can see how some of the stress I take on keeps me from moving so much. The stress I take on at work keeps me from moving so much, and then I don't eat so healthy. I can see a system there. Wow, that was hella informative. Right on. Okay, so that's one layer of self-care that's really useful to think about. Eat, move, and rest. Okay, some other ones. Cognitive, aptitudinal. How do you contribute to the world? Hey, that's a good one to think about as well. Some of us who have self-esteem issues, we struggle with thinking about how do we contribute to the world. So it can be really worth it if your immediate answer to that is nothing, or not much, or I'm nobody. Hey, take a moment. Think about how do you really contribute to the world. Does somebody smile? Does anybody smile with your presence because your presence is there? Do you help anyone in any capacity? How do you contribute to your world? How do you make your world bright? We all have to do our part to pick ourselves up in difficult times, make ourselves happy. We all have to do our part to make ourselves happy. To contribute to a better world for ourselves. How are you contributing to your world? How are you not contributing to your world, and how could it be better? What are your honest go-tos and healthier options? Relational, how do you connect with others? Environmental, how do you harmonize with nature? So, you can sit with this for quite some time and just all the ways in which what you do, what you don't do, what would be healthier options? What would be healthier options? And you can have a whole conversation with yourself about self-care. And to help you find healthier options, this other wheel over here on the left actually lists a whole bunch of options. So psychological self-care can be self-reflection, therapy, draw, paint. Actually, didn't Karina say you like to draw, right? So there you go. Drawing's wonderful. I paint also. If I was in my office, I'd show you my artwork. Yeah, right on. Write in a journal. Go to the ballet. Relax outside. Hey, relax outside. Even that can be hard for some of us. You know, if you're used to working all the time and being busy all the time, just going outside and sitting, that can be like, you know, that can feel like the hardest thing on planet Earth for some people. Okay, just to honor that. Join a support group. Practice asking for and receiving help. Oh, you know, that can really be a challenge. That can really be a challenge. That's ooh. Here's some emotional self-care. Cry, laugh, find a hobby, say I love you. Hey, that's, you know, I gotta say that one. Just making little moments to say I love you on a regular basis to yourself. You know, no one taught me that. I've been learning to do that over the last few years. But you know, if you tell yourself a nice joke you like, if you do something quirky thing that just, you just know you do, tell yourself I love you. That's a nice thing you have going with the relationship with yourself. You know, we all want someone to say I love you, right? We all want some sexy man on a horse to come by and say I love you, right? So let it begin with us. Let it begin with us. Let it begin with us. Yeah. Self-compassion. Practice forgiveness. Oof. That's a hard one too, right? Buy yourself a gift. Oh my God. Oh, can I share this? Let me share this with all of you. In my therapy session today, I told my therapist that I decided to buy myself some takeout. I got myself some Indian takeout. And I got it door dashed also, so I didn't have to go pick it up. And it was $40. And I almost never, ever, ever, ever do that ever. If I'm hanging out with my friends though, I'll drop $40 on some takeout like it's no big deal whatsoever. But I will almost never, ever do that for myself. Ever. I will just, I cook a whole lot. I'm from Louisiana too, but I cook a whole lot. And then I'll just, I'll go like fast food, Taco Bell, Burger King, something like that. But I'll go to Safeway and get something, kind of cheap. But I would never go and spend $40 on myself like that. And I told my therapist, and when I said it out loud, I had the biggest cry. I almost want to cry right now. It's not so much even a cry as it's like a, yes, Donovan, you are worth it. You're totally worth having a nice Indian meal for yourself. Good job, Dr. Donna. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You are certainly worth treating yourself as well as you treat your friends. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, so buy yourself a gift. That's what came up for me. Buy yourself a gift, Forgive yourself for being so hard on yourself. That's also a really hard one. It's a really hard one. Hey, if all this emotional stuff is hard, there's physical self-care too. Just checking up on your teeth, making sure your teeth get brushed, taking the bath, a warm bath. Oh, that would be nice, right? Oh, that got mentioned earlier too. Right on. See, that's what I said earlier. If you get how this works, you are so on your way. So on your way. Taking a walk. Just basic things. Basic things. Sometimes when you're really in the middle of all your deepest, darkest feelings, the idea that I will get up and take a walk can be like, why don't I just go to Pluto? Just outer space. You can be so used to just being down on yourself. I know what that's like. So just something as basic as, I'll get up and walk around the block. Totally shift your mood, or just get in the car and or what I like to do if you happen to live in the Bay Area and you're really having that moment, you're really losing it, Get in the car and drive down MacArthur Boulevard, because MacArthur Boulevard goes all the way from like Hayward all the way up to way up there, like Vallejo. So you can just drive up. You can just drive forever on MacArthur Boulevard. You know, and just have your feelings. Just getting in the car and just, you know, yeah, finding some nature spot. So there's nature spots everywhere, you know. The ocean waves. Oh my God, yes. Yes, going to the marina, going to the beach, just connecting to Mama Ocean and just letting yourself take in that energy. Oh my gosh, the sea air. Yes, yes. Just a little drive to the ocean, to the beach can be so healing. Hey, you know, if you really like it, although these days people frown upon it, but bringing a little bag of you know, some pretzels or something to feed the seagulls, you know, some bread. People don't like that, you know. So you know, but I gotta tell you, I love birds, so I love feeding birds. So I had chickens. I used to raise chickens at one point, so. Can just bring you so much joy just to go feed the birds for a little bit. Dig your feet into the sand. I'm doing it right now. Smelling that ocean air, the salty ocean air, hearing the tide go in and out. And, you know, some places it's too cold, you know, to just walk around the ocean. You can even just sit in your car and roll down the window and hear all those things. Yeah. Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you for that. Okay, so self-care can come in all kinds of ways. The whole idea behind this is self-care can come in all kinds of ways. Just to get the point across here, there's even these charts for children. When I'm angry, sad, or upset, what can I do? Read a book, drink water, take a nap, listen to music, take 20 deep breaths. Clean or organize. Hey, look, one says ignore annoying people. Ignore annoying people. Whew. You know, if the last 4 years taught us anything, is to take care of ourselves. When we're angry at someone, we can ignore annoying people. Do a puzzle. Ah! Get a hug. Give a hug. Eat a fruit. Hey, look, there's another chart over here too. Roll my neck and shoulders. Place my hands over my ears and breathe slowly and deeply. Listening to the sound that my breath makes. Push my palms together. Cross my arms in front of me and do the arm pretzel. And that's actually a great stretch also. Did you hear the door ring? Did you hear a knock just now? I may be lucking out and my puzzles are coming. I'm a little excited. But I guess they can just leave it outside, right? Right. You deserve relaxing massages. Oh, funny you should bring that up. I actually, that's another part of the self-care that's been important for me, is I own all these wonderful massage tools and then I just never use them. You know, I have all this stuff that I could easily use and then don't use it. So part of my one way I want to get healthier is taking that. I started joining a gym. The gym has a pool and a sauna, so I've been using that. And I've been doing more. I want to do more massages. I want to do more massages. I mean, sometimes I'll go and get a massage. You know, you can spend the money and get a massage, and that's great. And I was doing that like once a month back in the day before the pandemic started. But I don't know. I'm kind of at this place right now where I really want to give myself massages. Because if I did that and made it a regular, even daily, how about that? Daily practice. I just think that would be so much healthier for my body, and it'd be a way to be more in tune. So I just want to do a lot more stretching and massaging myself. Like I deserve to take care of myself, you know. Pedicure, manicure, absolutely. My feet don't look so great today since I was biking, but I have a wonderful pedicure, I should just tell you. I have an orange big toe and then a bunch of glitter on the rest of the toes. I'm huge on getting pedicures. I get monthly pedicures. I could not stress that enough. I absolutely love getting a pedicure. Ooh, highly recommend it. Yes, that is a huge part of my self-care routine. Yeah, big time. I never thought about calling it that, but that's obviously what it is. Huh. Yes, and you get to sit in that massage chair. Oh my, you know, yes, and the hot water and just all of it. And how nice they look when it's done. And the compliments. Yes. Money well spent. Oh, that's so funny. I never thought to include that in this list. You know, every time I teach this class and talk about self-care, that's probably the first time I've actually brought up the pedicures. And I get monthly pedicures. So there you go. Self-care can be everywhere and you just don't even realize it. Wow. You know, I wouldn't have called puzzles self-care either, but it totally is. It totally is. So just all the ways we can take care of ourselves. And what I like about this is they're simple. And then, like I said, just being honest with ourselves about what we do. And then just thinking of what would be even slightly healthier. And we don't have to immediately do it. Just put it out there so that way you know. It gives you like a ladder, you know, and you can be wherever you are on that ladder, but you can move towards something if you want to. Once the ladder is built, you know, you can see it. So this whole conversation just does so much. It just open up just this whole world of how do we take care of ourselves in all the big and small ways. Go to Supercuts and get your hair shampooed by a cute guy. Ooh. I've never had my hair taken care of by a guy before. It's always been women. Never thought about having a cute guy shampoo my hair. That could easily go on the list, though, for sure. I like this. You're very good at this. You have creative ideas. You have very creative ideas. I like this. Yeah. Okay. Now I went and look at all these charts for ideas, but no one ever suggested getting your hair shampooed by a cute guy. I like that. Yeah. Okay, so self-care. And then there's some other questions here to think about. You know, what do you want to work on? What's getting in your way? What triggers you easily? And what negative strategies do you want to avoid? Just so you can be honest. And any other important things to your self-care, like a pick-me-up quote, affirmations, reminders, doodles, anything that works for you. Okay. Does anybody have anything they want to say, questions, say, address, bring up, anything at all? Does anybody have a specific thing they want to work on or something bugging them? Okay, well, why don't we take a little pause in case anybody does want to say anything. And just to take all this in, maybe look it over, have a little conversation with yourself before we move on to the next section. Just take a little pause. A pause. Rest. Rest. Prioritizing rest. So self-care is, self-care is not a one and done ever. We came up with all these ideas because the idea here is to regularly visit and revisit self-care. How we practice it, what could we do better is a daily conversation. Imagine who you'd be if you were someone who had a daily conversation with yourself about self-care. Who would you be if you practiced perfect self-care? Someone told me the best definition of perfect self-care is how do you live in such a way that you would never have to take a vacation from your life. How to live in such a way that you would never have to take a vacation from your life. Okay, so that's a radical. What would that look like? What would that be? Holy smokes! What would that be? What would that be? It's worth thinking about. If you never had to take a vacation from your life, who would you have to be so that the idea of, oh, I need a vacation, who would you have to be so that that idea never emerged? You just, maybe you still travel, but you don't have to take a vacation. Who would you have to be? That's a really good question. And to be honest with you, and I do all this work and I don't have an answer exactly. I feel there's an answer there. It's way out there in like a foggy landscape way out there. So I'm just gonna breathe into that. I'm just gonna breathe into that. I don't know who I would be if I practiced perfect self-care. And I don't need to right now. I can just give it space. That's getting one step closer. I know that. Being kinder to myself. Hmm. Yeah, maybe one part of perfect self-care is dropping the perfect, right? Dropping what I think perfect is. Perfect self-care would mean being present with myself right here, right now, always. That might be perfect self-care. My mind might create an image of perfect self-care as like, the perfect Buddhist in the robes, always walking around in peace. But maybe it doesn't really look like that. Maybe it looks like something else. It looks like me being present with myself, always here with me now. Perfect self-care, whatever that looks like. Sometimes that looks like fried chicken and champagne, Sometimes it looks like a puzzle board. Sometimes it looks like coming home instead of teaching class from your office. How I feel right here, perfect self. Sometimes it really just means opening up and saying what your actual feelings are. Just giving yourself the validation for your actual feelings. Thanks, Dr. Donnie. I hear you. Oh, I heart you. Oh, have a happy, relaxing weekend, chicken and champagne. Hey, you too. And if anybody needs to go, I fully understand. We're going to have a second hour here where we're going to look at emotions, an emotions list. So if you want to stick around, feel free. Happy. Actually, we can get on. We can move on to the second part too. But anyway, the point I'm really making here is, I don't know. You want to get good at this. Getting good at this is not about getting good at getting in touch with your feelings. It's not about becoming this perfect person who's just good at feelings. It's about really honoring what you really feel. So it's not being like if I had a puzzle analogy, it's not about the final puzzle where everything's completed and you can see what the image is. It's about all the little pieces. It's about all the little pieces. Every little piece is important to the whole puzzle. If you put together the whole puzzle and you can see that there's like 6 pieces missing, they stick out. You're going to know it. So every little piece is important. Don't bother with the whole puzzle. Just get every little piece matters. Every little piece matters. Black lives matter. All lives matter. Every little piece matters. Yes. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so the next part of the class is the second half, is an emotions list. So I guess I can read this part. I feel like reading today. I wrote these nice words. So in this class, we are going to learn how fundamental emotions are to life. Despite how important they are, most people only have a few words to describe how they feel. Like, fine. Which I learned in the mob movie The Italian Job stands for fucked up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. Even worse, most of the time, when people ask, how are you doing? They often don't really want an answer. It just becomes something to say to introduce conversation. So in this class, I will ask you how you are doing every class, and I want you to experience actually going inside and labeling your feelings. Using this emotions list, I will encourage you to move beyond just good, fine, okay, or bad, and work to develop a more in-depth vocabulary. Also, it is 100% okay to express both negative and positive feelings. You don't ever have to lie or fake what you feel. Okay, so before we do all these things here, let's take a look at this emotions list. There is all kinds of emotions, or the The English language has all sorts of words to express emotions. So this is sort of a list of, I guess, what we would call the negative emotions, like anger, depressed, afraid, confused, helpless, hurt. And then there's a list here of, I guess we'd call the positive emotions: open, loving, happy, interested, alive. Okay, so let's take a moment and I'm just gonna flip through this list. If anything on this list radiates with how you feel, feel free to type it in, speak it, let me know. I'm trying to put words to our feelings. And it's important to honor whatever we feel. So, you may feel moody. You might be feeling upset, unpleasant, irate. That's possible. Or terrible, lousy, just down. Achy. Oh, achy. I biked up a hill today. I'm totally feeling achy. Ooh, cranky. It's important to honor when we as adults feel cranky. We call kids feeling cranky, but we as adults, we get cranky all the time. We don't call it cranky. Cranky. We might get insulted if someone called us cranky. But that is how we're feeling, cranky. In need of burping. That might be kind of nice if I was really cranky, someone just grabbed me and put me over their shoulder and gave me a nice burping. That might be rather pleasing, There's all kind of words here for fear also, right? Insecure. Ooh, uptight. That's a word for fear. Ooh, I like that. That's interesting. Even hateful can be a word for fear. Interesting. Okay. You could be feeling any of these things. Oh, look, judgmental, serious. Serious is another word for judgmental. Disgusted. Well, I'm learning things here. Okay, indifferent. Indifferent. Tired could be indifferent. Robotic. Robotic. You ever just did things because you felt like you had to do them? You feel all disconnected and robotic. Confused. 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 Comparing. Dishonest superior. Not sure what that means really, but dishonest, I get that. Twitching and woozy and jittery. Helpless. And here's some positive ones. Accepting, kind, harmonious. What's some happy here? Cheerful, jovial. Jovial, that means fun. Fun-loving. In heaven. In heaven. There's a song called In Heaven. That's anybody who knows David Lynch. There was a movie he made, one of his student film movies. Has this character called the girl in the radiator who sings a song called In Heaven. Okay, interested, amused, thoughtful, focused. Relaxed. Hey, that's the theme of today, right? So glowing. Glowing is another word for relaxed. Oh, that's interesting. Glowing. Radiant. Beaming. Grounded. Focused. Focus is another word for relaxed. Interesting. Open-minded. Efficient. Non-controlling. I like that one. Trusting. Light. Aware. Healthy. Healthy. Meditative. Still, rested, waiting, laughing. Graceful, natural, steady, centered, and placid. Placid. Relaxed. Oh, that's great. All those words are synonyms for relax. Even waiting. I see waiting. Waiting often doesn't make me feel relaxed, but if I was genuinely just waiting and okay with it, that would be extremely relaxed. Like no plans today. If I have to sit here all day, that's okay. That would be extremely relaxed. That's a relaxation I often do not know. Okay, so you could be feeling any of these feelings. Look how amazing it is to get in touch with all these words. It's just incredible. We have all these words for our feelings, and most people just have, good, bad, okay, and fine. You know what I'm saying? There's so many options here. There's so many options for our feelings. So please practice. Practice putting your feelings into words. Please practice. This can also be a daily practice. Can I put my feelings into words? We lived in a world where people read books and they read short stories or long stories, novels, and in novels people do use this language a lot. But if you don't read that kind of literature, then you might not have. You don't have an English language degree. You may not have a vocabulary like this. So it's good to get in touch with these words. Get in touch with all these words to describe your feelings. Okay, now we are going to go through this whole list of things here. Let's do some fun stuff. First one is drawing emotions. Drawing emotions. Okay, so using your paper or computer or emojis, practice drawing a feeling. Try at least the basic ones like happy, sad, or angry, scared. Okay, let's see. Now, I'm not in my office right now, so I don't know if I have any paper. Let's see if I have a pen and some paper here. Oh, look. Let's keep this real simple. Actually, you know what? Let's keep this real simple. Let's use an emoji. Let's grab an emoji. Just grab an emoji, any kind of emoji. Let's see if I can do I have an emoji? Let's see. I may have to grab an emoji from something else here. Maybe I should draw. Oh wait. Let's annotate. Draw. Oh, world of Zoom. Okay, let's see. Can I just draw right on this? Let's see, I'm gonna draw a face. So this is not about good drawing. Drawing. This is about getting in touch with your feelings, right? So I'm gonna draw. Let's see. Let's go with happy. Well, let's see. How did I say I felt today? Said I was a bit tired. Relaxing. Relaxed. Let's draw relaxed. What does relaxed look like? I would say. It looks like this. Okay, I'm not. As you can see, I'm doing this. I'm not putting a lot of thought into it. I'm just drawing. Okay. Practice drawing a feeling. Okay, so relaxed. Now I would say, looking at that corresponds to me with what I would say an emoji of someone who looks relaxed look like. I looked at that. That's what I drew. It seems right to me. Okay. Okay, so let's just take a moment. Take a moment and just analyze what you drew. Okay, I drew relaxed. I drew the eyes looking very. I drew the eyes looking very wavy. I drew the eyes looking very wavy. And I drew a smiley face. So what that tells me is the feeling of relaxed is one part about smiling, happiness, a pleasant feeling. And then the wavy eyes, let's see if I can put that into words. The wavy eyes. The wavy eyes imply a sort of peace, something like the waves of the ocean, I suppose, like a undulating rhythm, an ongoing rhythm. Okay, I guess that would be construed by wavy eyes. It implies sort of a calming movement, Okay, so what I'm learning here is relaxation is one part calming, it's one part happy. Yeah, calming and happy. Okay. Okay. That's good. Oh, that's good. That's a whole bunch of things that I probably would have never just said out loud unless I practiced it, right? So that's good. Oh, that's really good. Let's try number 2. Modeling emotions. Using a partner or a mirror, act out these facial expressions. See what they look like on your face or on others. Okay. Keep it real simple. Okay, act out these facial expressions. Relaxation. So let me I'm gonna look at my camera here. Okay. Relaxation. Okay, let's see. Think of something that makes me really relax. I'm on the beach. It's about 2 hours into being on the beach. The waves, feeding the birds. Perfect weather at the beach. I'm going in and out of sleeping. Total relaxation. Okay, now what does my face look like? Yeah, there you go. Relaxation. Car sounds as beach waves. Relaxation. There you go. So you see my eyes. Well, the next part is to describe those facial expressions. So like I see my eyes relaxing. I see my face widening into a smile, my lips widening into a smile. It's a happiness, but it's not an excited happiness. It's a peaceful happiness. Relaxation. A peaceful happiness. Peaceful happiness. I love that. I love that. Yeah, I can feel my face relaxing. I can feel my face. I didn't use the word relaxing. I can feel my feel my eyebrows loosening up. I can feel the tension in my eyebrows loosening. Um, I can feel the muscles. Well, if I take this to my whole body, I can feel the muscles in my neck relaxing. I can even feel my heart opening up a little. My legs, my feet, the tension uncurling. Okay. See how amazing that is? Just the basic stuff. Basic drawings, just basic emotions. But if you've never really just sat with it, just it's the sitting with it that's really the worth, the magic, the power. Hmm. Actually, the next part says, just sit in silence and take it in. Just sit in silence and take it in. So let's do that. Relaxation. Hmm. Okay, and then the whole point of this is to really explore all your feelings. So I'm a big fan of doing things in pairs. So contrasting pairs. So if you do happy, you can do sad. Angry. If you do angry, you can do scared. So the opposite of relaxed would be, I suppose, maybe frustrated. Frustrated. So let's give that one a shot. Let's draw frustrated. What does frustrated look like? I draw frustrated. Let's see. This one. Probably could have changed the color too. Frustrated. I think frustrated. I think this. 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 Put some stress lines on there. There you go. Okay. Frustrated. Even put little squiggles like ooh. Put little squiggles here. The squiggles in the eye, that they're just all over the place in the eyes. There we go. Oh, that's good. There we go. Frustrated. And that's what I would draw to explain that I feel frustrated. Okay, so now, using the mirror, act out this facial expression. See what it looks like on your face. What does frustrated look like on your face? It looks like that's what it looks like, okay? Okay, take that in. Take that in. Oh, take that in. What does that look like? Okay, what I noticed, well, first of all, the drawing. I drew stress lines on the forehead, squiggly lines all around the eyes. Actually, I drew sort of a down look with the eyes, this triangle. And then I drew squiggly lines all over it. So with just the down eyes, it actually looked sad. And then the squiggly lines made it look angry. And then I drew a mouth, and the mouth is all twisted up and down. Okay, twisted up and down. Okay, so right there alone, I'm taking in something interesting, that frustrated must be part sad and part angry. Just that's something that might be worth taking in. Okay. And then on my face, yeah, I feel my forehead really clench up, like I'm squeezing my eyes together. I'm squeezing my eyes together, squeezing my forehead. Like I'm blocking something. My face, my cheeks just feel pressed in. My mouth just feels just tight, real tight, but not in a smile, but just all like I'm clenching my teeth, squeezing my face, my eyes real tight, clenching my teeth, frustrated. Let's just get in touch with this feeling. Let's just sit with it for a bit. Explore and sit with it. Ooh. Just get in touch with whatever comes up for you. And if it's hard, give yourself a lot of compassion. Give yourself compassion for whatever you're feeling. Okay. So let's just take note here. We did some pretty simple stuff. We took one emotion we were feeling, we drew it out in the most basic way possible, drew it out, and then we just practiced describing it. We put it into words, we modeled it on our face, put it into words, and just that simple act itself can do a lot to teach us to how to connect to our feelings. You might not have realized that that tension you felt was frustration. You just might have never known. Okay, and then again, we just made space to feel into what's going on there, whatever it is. That's another huge part of this, is just to make space to feel into whatever comes up. Okay, what an incredible thing I can do, right? Just let me, I'm gonna turn off the faces here. Hopefully those faces are not on my actual paper, but I don't know how this works. Can I turn off those faces? I don't know. Oh, maybe if I hear clear all drawings. Oh, there you go. There you go. Okay, yes. Okay, so using very simple stuff here, we just got in, you can get in touch with your feelings in a really deep way, really deep way. Okay, and so, we did frustration, we did relaxation and frustration today. And needless to say, you could pick every emotion there is and do this exercise and get in touch with whatever's going on with you. Okay. So practice. So please practice. The idea is to practice. Practice getting in touch with your feelings. Practice putting them into words. Practice defining, getting in touch with what self-care would mean for you. Getting in touch with what is your current definition of self-care, and then what would a healthier option be? You can look at all the ways self-care can manifest itself in your life. And then you can get in touch with some emotions. Just try, look at that list of emotions, honor what you feel, practice just, drawing out the feelings and getting in touch with the feelings in this basic way. I would definitely recommend trying a few of these, maybe one a day, just to get in touch, just to show yourself you value your feelings as a self-care practice. Just imagine who you'd be if next week you showed up to this class and you had actually sat with one feeling a day. One feeling and its opposite, that'd be, 14 feelings. Oof, in 1 week. That'd be amazing. That would be amazing. Okay, so please practice. At either rate, please practice. They're your feelings. They're not going anywhere until you sit with them. So please practice. Please practice, and share with others. You don't have to do these things alone ever. We all got the same feelings. So if you find if there's someone you trust, someone's going through a hard time, These are basic things. You can just sit with them and say, hey, I learned something today. Can I share this with you? And work on your feelings together. Because we all have such a hard time with feelings. And we all need this information. Okay. Next week, let me go to the table of contents. Next week, we are going to talk about, we're going to dig even deeper into the silence and the meditation. We're going to dig into that a bit more. And we're going to have an exercise on telling yourself the truth. So we're going to take those feelings and connect them and use it as a way to have a more deeper conversation with ourselves. Okay, so meditation and having a deeper conversation. That's next week. So practice getting in touch with your feelings this week, so that way we can dig even deeper next week. Okay. So like always, I want to say thank you all for taking your time to hear these wonderful words. Thank you for your participation. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your feelings. Thank you all so much. If you feel moved in any way to leave a buck or two, feel free. However, that's never, ever, 100% ever a requirement. Please just come and bring your feelings. The more we can work together, the more you can use this information in your life, the better. I really do feel this is a calling for me, so I'm going to do my calling, do my work. Okay, if you need me for anything, let me know. But at this point, I want to open up the space. If anyone has anything to say, address, bring up before we end class today. I do want to say, whoever's hearing this, you are just so appreciated. The presence is so appreciated. I'm so glad I was able to relax. Come home and relax and teach this class today. And wherever you are in your feelings journey, it's where you need to be. It's where you need to be. I can say that today, having cried up the things I cried up this morning and taking the time to relax today, taking the time for my self-care today. It's a journey, but if you take your feelings seriously, it gets better. It all gets better. It brings you to good places. Life brings you to good places. Okay. Okay. Well, on that note, please take care of yourselves. If you need me for anything, shoot me an email. Otherwise, hopefully I see you next week. Please come next week so we can meditate and learn how to tell ourselves the truth. Okay. Bye, everyone.